me reading this, and then days go by before I do another recording session, and be like, okay, what the fuck happened again? Okay. All right. So, I am going to gush about Kumo-desu.
Yeah.
Kumo-desu. I'm used to saying desu.
Unfortunately, that's not
That's not correct.
Kumo desu, because
Yes.
the U part is silent.
Correct. So, Kumoko's third chapter is called The Egg.
Egg.
Yeah. Oh man, I've been there before in the middle of work. She starts off the chapter just dreaming about breakfast. She's like, "Oh man, I could really go for like some eggs right now." And then, as luck would have it, she has her little home built and a human wanders into it. Amongst all other things that could have wandered into it, a human being carrying an egg the size of his torso wanders into it.
Monster Hunter style.
Yeah, absolutely. He's panicking. He throws down a firebomb as soon as he sees Kumiko, and he lights everything on fire, including himself.
Me when I'm carrying an egg back to base in Monster Hunter Rise, and I see a freaking Rathalos right behind me, about to be
Every
like,
time.
"Oh shit, you stole one of my eggs!" And I'm like, "No, I didn't." Breaks the egg and runs away.
Every time. No, so she panics and tries to like set out the fire instead of like chasing him, but he ends up dropping the egg because he had to he did the stop, drop, and roll thing. She then spends a good few pages creatively trying to open the egg. At first it was just like tap, and then that turned into rocks, and then that turned into foisting it up with her threads into the ceiling and dropping it down into the earth. She cannot get this thing to open. She then kind of gets like this monologue going. I love her little monologues where it's like, oh, I need to, live my life the way I want to. If I want to live like a neat, I want to be a neat.
Damn straight.
And she then starts worrying about her skills. I was like, am I really such a weak spider that I can't open an egg? Really? An egg? And then as she was wondering, I was like, oh, well, it's like I'm starting to not have any food, or I'm starting to not have any energy, so I need food. And then luckily she gets another frog that wanders in. She's a little bit more careful about taking this one down. Takes it down. Enough experience was granted to her to be level 2, and that causes what you'll learn later on to be one of her skills to activate, which is she heals off of a level up, which normal monsters do not get to do. If they level up, it's just a level up. For her she's a spider, so like an exoskeleton? No. Her skin?
No, it's an exoskeleton.
Yeah.
I would believe.
She molts.
Yeah.
So she molts, and then she gets to look at herself and be like, it's like, oh wow, it's like, yeah, I was missing an eye, like some of my back had like acid splashed all over it, and it was just like, it's like, woo, I was in tough shape, and I was like, okay, cool. Yikes. And it's like some of my abilities went up, and it's like fantastic.
Does she molt every other few levels or so?
Every time she levels,
every time she levels, she molts. Okay, that's okay. Ew.
Kumiko's fourth chapter is called Leaving the Nest. She continues with like this thought process of, it's like, okay, well, now that guy's gone and I repaired some of my home, it's like I need to make sure that like I need to keep myself fed. I was like, should I continue exploring? Should I reinforce my home? I was like, what kind of lifestyle should I be living in this dungeon? As she's doing this, she's playing with her thread. She's like, okay, well, I need to get used to being a spider. Let me play with the thread. I was like, can I make it strong? Can I make it bouncy? Can I, like, elastic? Can I make it sticky? Can I make certain threads not sticky? And I was like, yeah. It's like, whenever I make a nest, there needs to be certain threads that aren't sticky to prevent myself from getting trapped in my own web.
Right.
And because I'm a spider, I know which threads are which because they're mine.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this choices gets made for her because the human shows up again with a bunch of other humans. And they come and she's like, oh crap, well, I don't stand a chance against people.
How big is the party?
Like a handful. Like it's probably
than...
it's probably like 4 or 5.
Oh, okay. I was about to say more than 4. Because when I think party, it's usually 4 more than that.
Yeah. So she gets ran out of her home. And she gets like really sad because it's like, oh, well, I want to live my life with pride, but it's like I hate being forced to run away from situations that I have no control over. Mm-hmm. And, oh, man. So she has to do that. She has to adventure out into like the dangerous wilds. And then, of course, her stuff gets taken. She couldn't bring the egg with her. And when she was practicing with her silk, she made like balls of silk, and they were like, oh, yeah, it's like, we're going to take this stuff. As she like turns around and watch them like as they're like pillaging her nest.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, oh,
that's gotta suck.
Yeah, but later on, sometimes she speaks in retrospective, where it's like later on I will learn that it's like those balls of silk that come from Terratex, which is like the type of spider that she is.
Valuable?
They sell for a lot. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because if you were to just kill a spider, it's not like it drops webbing. Mm-hmm. The silk is made from a skill, so you need to engage a Terratech in combat and then hopefully get some of the silk from a victory in that fight.
So in this case,
because she's just playing with it and she made a bunch of it, they were like, score, let's go. Yeah.
Can you imagine like something that comes from your body and being able to sell it online?
Oh my god, stop.
I'm sorry.
I can see you channeling the gamer girl bathwater.
No, I swear I was in a wholesome state in my head. I was like, what if I genuinely wasn't thinking about it?
Yeah, no. So it does bounce to Shun afterwards. So even though we came from Kumiko's 4th chapter, we go to Shun's 3rd chapter. Mm-hmm. It's titled The Hatchling.
No babies. No.
As you might imagine, it then shows a young Prince Schlain training in his courtyard, swinging his wooden sword around, picturing himself to be a hero, and he gets a present. Because of his coronation, an adventurer comes in... And the present comes in the form of a large egg. So it gets revealed that it is indeed a monster egg. So unfortunately, I didn't mention this in past chapters. He has a maid. Her name is Anna. She is a half elf.
Cute.
And this is important later.
Oh, okay.
But for now, he has a maid. Her name's Anna. She's a half elf. She then goes, I was like, this is supposed to be a present for both of you, for Shun and Sue. The egg then starts absorbing their magical powers throughout the days, and then it hatches. Mm-hmm. The egg hatches into a baby earth dragon.
Ooh.
And Sue immediately goes, wow, it's hideous.
What?
The earth dragon looks distraught. As if it could understand human speech.
Oh, no.
Shun is like, there's no way. It's a baby and a monster. There's no way it understands human speech. So being called ugly wouldn't affect it at all. So if Sue thinks it's ugly, Shun then goes, I was like, oh, well, do you mind if I keep it? And then she's like, big brother, it's all yours. It's like, nope.
What a bitch.
Oh my god. And the poor baby earth dragon, to continue its new hatching of just immediately hatching, getting called ugly, Anna wanders over to it, grabs it, manhandles it, and just goes, oh, let's see what gender it is. It's a girl.
Oh my god. You just can't manhandle a dragon who's just been born.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Oh no. Yeah, it's
what in the world? No, the poor baby.
So Shun names the dragon Faerun.
Okay.
And when she gets named that, she's pleased as punch. She's happy to be here.
Yay.
And that's the last time we hear from Shun from my last reading session, because it goes right back to Kumiko. So Kumiko chapter 5 is my first monster battle. This is kind of hammering it into place how she fits in the hierarchy when it comes to fighting. Because after she like feels this dread of being chased out of her home, she just feels, I was like, man, I was like, this, I belonged there. I was like, I'm in this strange place, in this strange body, and I'm trying to make something for myself. And I was like, I don't have the strength in order to keep what I take. And I was like, the egg was taken to me. My home was taken from me. She like thinks back to school. And I was like, oh yeah, when I was at school, like I never fit in with my classmates. I never joined any clubs. Even when I went home, it's like my parents kind of made dinner also for me. Other than that, they barely talked to me. I was like, I never had a place to fit in. And now that I like made my own place, and I was like, and then I got ran out of it. I was like, oh, it's horrible. So she's trying to like build her pride back up.
Right.
The only other thing, she brings up the video games again. I was like, the only place that I think that I can fit in was the video game that I played online. But it's like, that's not reality. It's just this game space that I made for myself. She's got this determination to be stronger, and so she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go out there. I have to live nomadically to a certain degree. So she starts scanning things. I was like, okay, well, appraisal can get stronger, right? It has to. She then starts pinging different things and just random things, and it levels up to level 3. And as she's scanning like a wall again, it then pops up back that it's like, this is the wall of the Elro Labyrinth.
Interesting.
And it's just like, oh, got you. I'm in a labyrinth.
Oh, so hold on. So her analyzing ability has gone from just saying wall to
the wall of the great Elro Labyrinth.
Okay, I wanted to just double check, and
yes,
because I'm like, okay, wait, I remember you telling me, and when she would analyze stuff, it was just very simple.
Because it was level 1.
Level 1. Okay, got you. I don't know why that didn't cross my mind.
No,
anyway,
you're
continue.
good. No, you're good. So as I mentioned before, it's like she's analyzing every rock, every wall, every the ceiling, any like little insect that goes by, and she scans a frog off in the distance, and that allows her ability to level up. And she's like, oh well, the frog is an Elro frog, and I was like, why is it an Elro frog? And then she scans the wall. I was like, this is a wall of the Elro Labyrinth. I was like, what does that mean? And before she gets the time to like think about this, the frog notices her, and she gets into a fight where she doesn't have the advantage. Yeah. So even though she's taken down frogs before, this is the first time where her opponent has free reign to hop around, dodge her attacks, and fight her from a distance that it's comfortable with. Mm-hmm. And so she takes some damage again. It's one of those situations where she takes basically similar damage to like that first fight, plus more. Like she loses more than like 50% of her health. And then she eventually like uses her speed, catches up to him, ties him up, finishes him off the old-fashioned way. And it's just like, okay, I am hurting. And it's like, this nails the fact that I cannot fight things head on. I need to use my wits that comes from being a human being to set traps, to maneuver stealthily and stuff like that. And if I make a home, that works as a trap. If I'm traveling, I need to do it on like walls and ceilings and stuff like that. I need to be out of the way, out of view from most things.
Makes sense.
After losing her old home, it's like she's kind of skeptical, but she does make another like makeshift home in order for like her to rest in. Mm. She gets into like one more fight. She fights like a basilisk, I think it's what it's called, because it petrifies her. So like it petrifies like some of her legs, and she's like, okay, well this is awful, and she builds petrify resistance. Eventually, like she just kills it. She levels again. She heals, and she's like, okay, yeah, this place is super dangerous. I need to stay on top of my stealth and traps.
Is she going to like? You don't have to answer this. This is just like me questioning. Is she ever just going to build on her other attack stats? I wonder. Like, without spoiling it from reading this forward, does it just seem like she would think?
I can give you limited spoilers because of anime knowledge, and yes and no. It's kind of a nebulous answer because of the way that the system is made. So this is going to be very minor spoilers that you will learn sooner or later. The system allows you to level up attributes that cater towards your your race, essentially. So if you are a spider, your speed and your stealth level up easily. But if you want to be like, oh, I'm going to level up my fire magic, it's going to cost an arm and a leg when it comes to skill point acquisition, and it will level up incredibly slowly. So it's like you're playing outside of your intended class. Stop it. So I don't know if that answers your question. She does get stronger, but she kind of has to, for the lack of a better term, stay in her lane.
Yeah.
So that's what I read of my next sitting. So I think I'm on page 80 now,
Nice.
the equivalent of. So I'm a little under halfway through book 1 right now.
I'm really enjoying listening to you talk about all this, because obviously I have a very hard time reading books because of my ADD. So it's just kind of nice to sit here and listen to you talk about this stuff. So yeah, appreciate it.
Heck yeah.
My ADHD thanks you.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep playing my games and I'm gonna keep reading my books, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Born to read, but forced to ADHD.